And we are live. Welcome to the official live stream of Embry Arts. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday night, and hopefully, we'll be able to get enough requests and enough replies from you all that we can get to anybody's art that they want done to be shown up here in the live stream. But let's get going here first. Let me get us open over here and welcome to the live stream. I am Brittany Dotson. My name, that's my name, and I also go by the name of Embry Arts online. You get a lot of people coming in asking for requests, asking me to do different things. Well, this is the chance. This is where you, the creating artist or the request, can ask me, the artist, to do what you'd like for art and see it in the future. So, if you like what you see, please comment, subscribe, or if you even want a request, send in a request. We'll be happy to do it, and we'll be putting together as many arts pieces as we can. This is going to be a bit rough from the beginning until I get more used to this, but at least this is something that hopefully we'll be able to do every week in a nice and refreshing way. And if you like it, please, by all means, like and subscribe. Until then, let's get on with today's drawing. So, oh, pushed the wrong thing there. Well, let's fix one thing before we do that. I don't know why. There we go. And let's get to the program. So, this is the character the requestee had asked for. She's quite an interesting package. She's kind of developed here and very sexually active, involved, I'm guessing, but shy at the same time. So we needed to sort of bring out a pose to do that. I did a few sketches of a few different poses, all to try and get what I kind of want from this image. And I think I'm going to go with this pose. It gives a little bit more of a decision. And now this is something I did ahead of time. So it takes a little bit of the quality in the art, and it allows me a little more free time if I actually do a sort of a rough sketch. And so that's what we've done, and that's what we're putting together right now. And let's see here. Oh, I want to put one more thing here. Oh, that's over there. All right. Let us zoom in. And we're going to take our sketch, lower the transparency so we know which layer we're working on. And so when drawing an original character like this one that someone has requested, it's always important to sort of convey what they're looking for out of a character. And sometimes they'll give you a piece of art, like in this case was done. Other times you're going to get artwork that's going to be a little bit more difficult to read. This example right here that they gave me is what I tend to use to, and it's kind of difficult to tell where the details are, but at the same time, it's something that they put great pleasure into, I guess, doing themselves. So, I mean, we'll work from there. And all I'm doing right now is sort of giving the character sort of the bare bones. We're going to do the face features first. And I'm going to look back at this one. I actually put that in the background. Come on. Where is it? Did I put... Let's see. There we go. So she's got these sort of straight eyes. Something like that. Character-wise. And I'm guessing we're going to go with something like this. And bring the eye around on this side. And finish up there. Give her an eyebrow. Let's see, does she have fancy eyebrows? No, she does not have fancy eyebrows. So it's just a simple one line through, and we're done. Okay. Now we put a nose on her, and this is sort of my trademark, sort of L7 to L shape nose there. Gives sort of a depth to the nose that's just a little bit of unique. Now her hair, she's got a couple of different ways. So let's do that. Follow it up with that piece. And is it in 3 or 2? Okay, so it's got sort of a interesting, looks like underline with an overline on top of it. So I don't know how exactly it could actually be in real world, but it's anime hair. Anime hair, you can do things that product can't. I mean, if you just look at any episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! And you may like, yeah, I don't know how somebody gets that much hair product in their hair to even remotely look like that. Okay. Now, one of the things I was going to do, I wanted to do something a little unique with this one. I was going to have her biting her finger a bit. And we're going to give her a blush a little bit later on when we add some color to this. And yes, since this is an original character, I'm going to add color. What those colors will be, we'll determine on as we go along. There was no real color definition to the request, so we'll just sort of wing it and see what we can do with her. Well, I don't like the way that curve was there. So let's bring that finger on up that way. And bring the thumb. Now, each of these requests that I'm going to be taking, they're going to be different from time to time. This week's request is fairly simple. It's just draw my OC. Next week's going to be quite interesting. Let's just say there's going to be a reason why I have to have YouTube on the adult setting next week. And that's going to be because of the subject. Nothing nude, but it's going to be definitely not for children. And it's part of what you do when you're creating artwork and you have requests is you try to fill out what people want. Um, they sometimes will request some pretty weird things. Uh, I know I've had my share, and I continuously get my weird share. Often I'll get a request or a commission where somebody asks me, "Hey, can you do this?" And I'll be like, "I don't know if that's even possible for someone to be doing, but sure, I'll do it." Um, I think the one thing that I've had to say, no, I don't think it's possible to draw was a three-way person kiss, where three people are kissing each other at the same time on the lips. It's physically impossible for a three-person kiss. If somebody can show me how it is, but I mean, the way the human body goes, it'd be very challenging to do that. Because when you set something up, while you don't have to officially follow the rules of physics or the laws of physics, you do have to somewhat make it look right. And trying to draw that image and get all three people shown in the drawing kissing each other on the lips at the same time, it just would be too difficult. And I had to inform the person, yeah, I don't see how I can draw that. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am a professional cartoonist. I have my own series, Demon Blade. It comes out new pages every Friday these days, but it is available on Amazon as well as all of the sort of webcomic sites out there. So if you're looking on Tapas or Webtoons or any of the others, it's out there. It's mainly hosted through my website, and it goes through Demonblade dot or demonbladecomic.com, and it has to be comic.com because there's another Demon Blade comic that has Demon Blade under the title, but they haven't moved that for a couple of years, and I don't know why they won't free up the .com, but they don't. So I've been doing Demon Blade in some form or another since 1996. Uh, it has been both a labor of love and a challenge. And it's not the only thing I draw. I do a weekly Patreons requests. Uh, People have asked me to do any numbers comics, and it's gotten me some notoriety. I am currently in about over 250 or 2,500 people on DeviantArt follow me. I get notifications of people finding my work pretty much every few minutes through there. And those requests through my Patreon, uh, which is patreon.com/demonblade. I try to fill one each week. We also do filler weeks for those who don't really put in a request, just so we get covered. And those tend to be with, right now, it's with a sort of memorial stream for the 2020 viewers or readers at that in 2020. We hit a specialized goal. I did not expect to meet that last year as I did, but I met it really fast. from when I put it up. Those asking how can one be successful in art and get attention, it literally is just luck. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep doing for love of what you're doing, and you will eventually draw attention. You will eventually get people coming to the show and doing the artwork. Let's see here. Ah, having some trouble. There we go. We're going to put the ankle there. And, shoot. Come on, down here. There we go. And we got the toes right here. And since we're doing stockings, we're going to be doing outside a layer. Come on. Come on. Waiting on Clip Paint Studio right now to load. Now, as to why this stream is called Dining and Doodles. Well, initially I'm going to be doing some food reviews. Unfortunately, with this, I'll be eating, usually. I, in fact, have dinner with me right now. Tonight's dinner being some chili. But at the same time, if you've been following me on any kind of social media, you know I've been going through some health issues as of late. So that my stomach is not that great right now. That chili is probably the first thing outside of bread I've had today. And it is late at night for me. Normally I would eat better, but for right now, that's what my body's going to take, so that's what I'm going to eat. Let's see here, put on thumb. A lot of people have difficulty drawing hands. Hands are quite a challenge if you don't get how they form. It's always best to sort of go by the rule of thumb, and I say that as I draw the thumb. It's look at your hands. When you're drawing a hand, actually pull up your hands, look at it, see what you're doing, and try to make it in that shape. Fingers will tend to be thinner than one another, depending on which way you go. This hand kind of looks a little wonky right there. Let's fix that there. We want to put a little bit of a knuckle. And there's that. Let's roll out a little bit here. We'll fix that foot in a bit. And we'll definitely need a fix, because that's way off. Okay. Let's bring that together there. And it's interesting the way the character is drawn in one of these art pieces that they gave for reference. She looks to have two different stockings on. So we're going to give her two different stockings to work from here. fix this foot. All right. Let's bring ankle this way. Bring in the leg right here. Since we got the foot going down, we want to do that. And we'll do a little bit there. We'll make that line there. All right, stocking wise, we want that one to have another line there. And let's give her a bit more of a sleeve on here. Those hands are way too big. All right, well, this is how we correct things. We're not going to erase the hand because it's actually a good shape. We are going to resize the hand. Oh, hold on a second. All right, let's change that transforming scale. We're going to shrink that down. We'll move it down. Transformation. All right, select, and there we go. Clean ourselves up there a little bit. And we're going to put this line in here. Bring it around. And let's see here. This is where the complications of this skirt come into play. And let's see. This is probably the most detailed part that this person created, was the outfit a bit. So I want to make sure I convey this skirt having sort of 2 layers and then a very, very tight midriff sort of corset. I know if I wore it, I would be probably in a great deal of pain. But it's a nice one. It's sort of a nice, unique look functionality-wise, where it's not your typical corset or midriff piece. So you have it sort of going in that way. And the second layer of this skirt, if it's going that way in the front, it's going to probably go that way in the back as well. So let's bring it around here. And we're going to have just a little, let me fix this. Kind of put that in a bad spot. So let's fix the little nubule. And we'll do just a little bit of a panty shot here. Just up, too much. Just a little bit. let's add a little bit to and bring that around here. And let's add another line here, hair-wise. She's got really long hair, so let's make do with that and have it sort of flopping over. Let's fix that last line there. Onto the ground. Add a little bit of curve to these. She's got a sleeve cuff. And we're going to add some texture to the hair. She looks like, while she has a slight bit of a wild hair, she probably takes good care of it. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing some color to this. So let's figure out. Let's go with maybe this tone for our base. Might actually end up redrawing that hand after all. Because the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. So let's see here. Let's do it before we get too much further. And okay, let's bring it out. Bring in thumb a bit. Well, it's a bit too small. There we go. Narrower fingers. This is looking a lot better. Oh, not that finger. Bring that one down and over. Down and out. And over again. Now it doesn't look so bad. Now it looks like an actual hand. We're going to do some knuckles on this one. And we're going to go back and do white of the eyes. And if you note, I'm doing something that some artists, if you watch live streams, don't do. I don't put different layers together for an individual character. If I'm going to do layers, I'm going to put, unless it's some sort of major detail in that character, it's more than likely I'm going to put that character on one layer and then I'm going to color that layer. That's just the way I work. Some people, they go through and do layer upon layer upon layer for different elements of one character. For me, I like it all on one layer because it's like if I were doing this on traditional paper, I don't have multiple layers. So, having been taught the traditional way originally, you get one shot and you can either do it with an eraser or you can color it in later. But for right now, we're going to just do it along that traditional way. Um, Digitally, by all means, I mean, I could come back and do elements to this character that would bring out new sort of textures and likenesses. I might still do it. My repertoire that I can turn around is one thing, but the way this arm is, it should be a little bit longer. So actually, let's do. Come here. Come on. Clipping. Update. So I'm going to do one thing here. I'm going to bring this down on the knee. So we're going to bring the arm around onto the knee. And let's see here. Bring that up. And let's see here. So I'm going to be doing tonal bit different here because this looks like it's a fishnet. So we want to get a shade darker from where we're at. So see a little bit of clipping there from the drawing. And we've got a spot there. Now, let's see here. And then this one is some weird, sort of looks almost like a cow pattern. I've done something similar with one of my own characters in the past. I didn't do the fishnet, but I did something with the two different stockings. Look. So for right now, we're going to do we're going to just do that flesh tone for the thing. And this is where I will do an extra layer over the body. And this, we're going to do a texture, or in this case, white overlay. Let's see here. So we're going to put that. There's a little nubule there. And I'm going to make sure I add in those toes. Oh. go. Put white on this layer. Then we can opaque it. Now, since they pretty much have left the hair a lighter tone, I am going to give a guess and say she's probably blonde. And as we pull this out, as we bring in the color, we're able to see where there may be issues with what we've drawn so far, where we may have something that we need to fix. So do a little black there. I almost want to make her suit. Let's go with teal. Nah, I like the, don't like that on that. There we go. There we go. And since it's a split skirt, let's go with tonal. Oh, there's a spot there. Different. All right. And we'll add that to that layer there. And let's make her eyes a dark blue. Make them almost like you can fall into them and get lost. I just need to clean up the eye here a little bit. Now we'll add some color change. Get a pupil in there. And a little bit of a highlight. Now for the skin tone, we're going to go back down here, pick a different tone, something darker on the same line. And that'll be sort of the makings of our shadowed. Okay. Bring out the thumb. And we're going to add shadow right here. definitely get some shadow on the neck, but I want to get a little highlight right there. So we'll do that. Bring that over here. Here, right here. Go back and do the arm right here, or the hand. Let's see here. And if I have a little bit of time, I might do nails on her. In doing this, we get to see some of the spots that we need to fix. Got a little spot right here, and we got to finish the shirt right there. Let's make that almost really dark blue here. Button. Then we add some more shadows. Let's see here. Our leg is really kind of bad now that I look at it. But we can fix it. There's always room to fix things. Always room. And yes, I did the white on a different layer, so we'll fix the white. Right now, we'll erase that. Back to the white. Fill this in. Back to this layer. Fill this part in. And we'll add a little bit of the butt. Put in, let's see here. Do some touch-ups here. Now, we're going to do on this layer, do these sort of cow pattern stockings. Sorry. Let's see. Bring that around. And there's a reason I'm doing this right now before I add a shadow on both this and this part. This is going to be an area that I want to focus on with the shadow. Now, where's our darker spots? There we go. We also need one other thing there. We're on the wrong layer there. We need a brush line. All right. Add that. Throw in shadow and actually come on. Throw in that. We'll do a line down. Oh. Well, let's see. Kneecap. Add another line down here. The ankle gets a little bit of a highlight or shadow. And we go down and treat the toes like they were hands. Turn my phone off. Go. And around. Go through with our shadows. Now, because this is on the same layer, and as you can see, this and this are equal, we need to get another dark tone. So, actually, let's do where we just get a highlight in there. Throw that on. And up. Went too far there. Let's see. Let's see here. Add a bit of shadow. All right. And let's give her black underwear. All right. Now let's add some details. Well, actually, we've got one spot left to do here. Hold on. There. Let's give her some color to her hair. So we're going to select her hair. This is going to be far more complicated than if we just went with our body where we can look at natural curves. We want to add some depth to that hair. So first off, we're going to add some shadow. Then we're going to add some highlight. So in this case, since we did blonde, we'll go with a little bit of a highlight here. Ah, we didn't select that layer. Or select that part. Let's see here. Right here. Select, deselect, deselect. Come on, there we go. We're going to do some hair there. And we'll actually do some pattern here. There we go. Add in a little bit more lines to sort of convey the movement. And let's give her some lipstick. Now, when doing lips, it's always one of the things I always see the people sort of make a mistake is the top lip is always going to be darker than the bottom lip. That's just sort of natural. That's the way the lips go. So if you're going to do a lip and you're going to try and make it go across the body, in fact, let's make it look like she's really biting her finger here. You want to make sure that that lip up top is darker than the bottom. And even in this case where it's a bit of shadow, I'm going to make it a little bit of a lighter tone for the bottom lip. Maybe just a little bit of a highlight. Around the top. And since we're doing teeth, let's make them look like teeth. She was blushing in the picture, so let's give her some blushing tone here. I don't like how thick that is, so let's change the thinness of this line. Come on. Let's go with, let's see. Okay. See an element I need to fix. now we're going to start focusing on the body part. Well, the clothing part. We're going to try and make it as interesting as we can with what we got. So first, let's get some shadow going. Now, clothing shadow versus natural shadow. It's always important to note how you sort of want this to look. In this case, we definitely have a high collar, it looks like. Oh. Let's fix that here. High collar, let's see. Shadow here. Well, that didn't come out right. We want that to be shadow. We hit the wrong line there. No, still going off. I was hoping not to have that go off on the stream this time. Here, up, over, and then let's do the skirt. We're just gonna give it a little bit of highlight area. Bring that round. And let's add all right. Now, for this stocking, I'm going to hit all the areas of color. And I'm going to use a cross-hatching brush. So we're going to go to our brushes, hatching. And I believe I have a fishnet in here somewhere. Let's see, diagonal crosshatch. Thought I had one. If not, we'll go with that. All right, anew. We're going to do this on another layer. And actually, let's see if we've got a pattern. Here. That'll do. Simple enough. And like I said, I was going to, if we had a little bit of time, which while we're running a little later than I'd like to, I'm going to do some nails real quick on her. Give her a little bit more feminine. Oh, wrong layer. Give her just a touch more femination. Let's see here. Bring out a nail, and I'm doing this in black first so I can see how I want the nail to hit, and then I'll go back with color. And since I gave her a red lipstick, let's give her red nails too. Make her basically a collection of basic colors of blue, yellow, and red. And with this, we should probably have a bit of a highlight on that nail. A little line there. Touch there. Little touch. Little touch. Little touch. Now, let's review this versus what we have in the drawing. So, it's sort of got that cow pattern, but it's only at the beginning. We got fishnet stocking right here. The blue clothing, sort of almost, I'd like to say a sweatshirt, but it's sort of a big tone there. And her, well, this didn't come out quite as nicely toned, so let's see if we can do something with it. Oh. Wrong layer. Let's see here. And it went too dark. All right, hold on a second. Let's bring the tolerance down. Still too dark. Bring the tolerance down. Okay. In fact, let's do some more red. Right there. Let's add another. There. We're going to put in a shadow at the bottom, so we're going to do a lower layer here. And we're just going to try and mimic the form bit. Hide the sketch. A little bit. Just a small bit. lace. There, and we're going to do, since this is supposed to be a pattern, let's see, that would have a little snap. Let's clean up the face a little bit. I want to give that some more. Oh, touch too much there. And let's see here. Back to the patterns. Let's see. I don't want to do too much considering they had their own unique design to it, but I do want to add a few things that'll make it a little bit more popped out and details. So let's add zipper. That didn't come out very well. Oh. We'll just hide that one. And maybe, let's see here. That's sword. That's rucksack. Jewels, knitting. Let's see here. Let's black. Let's go with dark blue. No, too big. Let's do a dark blue. Knit it. Knit pattern right here. Give it a little bit. Well, I think we're good there. If we just did the little zipper there. I'm going to do one little trick with that zipper to make it a little less noticeable. This is a nice trick if ever you're doing anything that you're drawing, particularly in this case, this zipper. Just doing an opaque to try and give it a little bit of a texture difference in things, and you can actually do it in multiple layers. So this is going to probably be darker down here. So we'll do a little bit there. And we can clean it up with the eraser a little bit once we have it done. Gives it a little bit more pop. And from there, I think we're done for tonight. This is sort of an interesting thing to be able to take two rough sketches that a client has asked for. In this case, let's see, I've got their name here. This was a request from at Mario and Luigi for their creator or their character Irina Krauser, uh, which means all the more with going with sort of a German name. The blonde probably fits. Uh, the European concept, or the sort of concept of blondes being more deeper European around sort of the German culture with the whole concept of Aryan concept, with Germans being a lot of, gosh, I don't even fully want to go into territory with that, but I mean it's their ideal concept of them being blue haired blonde is being that concept from German culture, and so yeah, they more than likely, if they've got a German name, they're probably going to be blonde haired, blue eyed. Um, I really need to change that color right there. Let's see, that's probably better. Do a slight dark here. And there we go. Take the image down, and where's that last panel? I think it's right there. So this was our initial drawing concept. If you have a drawing that you'd like to see done or put together, then by all means contact me. Either leave a message, leave a comment below, or you can message me on any of the art department sections you want. Be like, hey, I wanted my artwork done on live stream. I'm going to be doing another one next week that is a request that involves the characters of Sword Art Online, and it's not going to be your typical concept. You'll actually see me have a far more detailed drawing to work from the start, because otherwise I'd be here for hours putting this together. So until next time, I hope you all enjoy the evening, and thank you for watching, and tune in next week when we come in with a whole new piece, and good night.